Okay, it sounded like you weren't hearing me, so I am going ahead and unmute everybody. So if you have any background noise on your end, please mute yourself on your own end, since it doesn't sound like I'm coming through if I mute everyone's line. So sorry, I will start again. All right. On the development site for that JVillage has for these webinars, try it, jvillagenetwork.com. I created a sample page of what we're going to review today: how to embed YouTube videos, Vimeo videos, third-party audio through SoundCloud, and also how to add an audio to your own website, which will open up the audio in whatever audio player the user has on their machine, whether it be Windows Media or iTunes. It just depends on what the user is using themselves. Okay. If you, let's see, someone asked how do you mute yourselves. Well, hopefully on your phone you have a mute button. If not, yeah, I think it is *6 to do that yourself. And then also how to embed a live stream to your site as well. Okay, so before I get through this sample page, I wanted to give you an example of a couple of our clients that have these videos embedded on their site. So if I go over to Summit JCC in New Jersey, they have several videos embedded on their site. A welcome from their rabbi. I believe their cantor also has a embedded video on her page. All right. Hold on one second. I think it's... There we go. For some reason, my my mouse froze for a moment. It keeps doing that. Well, you get the point with the Temple JCC, and then also Temple Israel of Northern Westchester has a video right on their home page. So how do you go about doing this? Well, my first example is with YouTube. And the reason why the videos aren't hosted directly on the website itself is because the amount of room that those types of files would take up on your website. It would really drag the speed of your website down if you had lots of videos on your website. So twofold reason for not having videos hosted directly on your site is for that space that they take up. And secondly, if you use a third party like YouTube or Vimeo, you can use that as a social media outreach too. You can get a lot more visibility using those third parties rather than just your website. All right, so if you don't already have a YouTube or Vimeo channel, you can set them up. YouTube is free. Vimeo has different levels of membership, one of them being free. So once you have taken a video and have uploaded it to your third party, then you go to the page that the video is located on, and there is a link underneath the title of the video called Share. Once you click on that Share button, then you will see an embed code appear, and we see this in the screen here. So what you want to do is you want to copy that embed code, and you're going to use that to insert it into your website. So let's go back to the JVillage demo site. Seems I keep losing control of my mouse. Okay. Let's go back over here. All right. I'm going to just go ahead and create a new page to put this video on. So I log into my site. Okay. Go to Content, Add Content. I'm just going to use a basic page for this. Give the page a name. But of course, you can add these things to a page that already exists. You don't have to add it to a new page. So this is going to be my YouTube embed. Right? So you might want to put a title of the video. The video could be anywhere from a rabbi's greeting to the cantor singing trope, or any type of Shabbat or holiday blessings. or any kind of fun video that your youth group might take and want to put up on the website. So I just put a title here, and then to add the embed code, the iframe code, you have to switch what's called the text format from this full HTML enabled to plain HTML enabled. I'm going to click on that, and what it's going to do is reveal the code of the page. So I'll find where I put that YouTube embed code, and I'll enter down on the next line. And then let me go back to my YouTube page just to make sure I have that. All right, let me just go ahead and choose a new video. Okay, so to review again how to get that embed code, you have your video on YouTube, you go to share, then you want to click embed, and then you want to copy that full iframe code. Okay, I've got it copied. Now I'm going back to my page, and I'm going to copy that embed code right there. And now when I go back to the full HTML enabled, you're going to see this iframe. Okay? So before I go any further, let me just save the work that I've done here and take a look at it. Looks pretty good. But the one thing that I'll give you a tip on is if you go into that iframe code and you have the width be 100%, then it will fit the size of any screen that you are viewing the video on, and this includes a tablet or a mobile. So again, you can go into that width, put it at 100%, and that will help that video resize itself no matter what type of device the video is being seen on. So I'm going to go back here and save that again. Okay. And we're going to take a look at the front end, the video. And now I'm going to resize it to about a tablet shape. So you see how that video is resizing itself. And then again, if I make it even smaller, you'll see how it would be viewed on a phone. All right. Okay, so that's YouTube. If you have your video on YouTube, you go to Share, Embed, copy the code, go back to your page, change the text format from full HTML to plain HTML enabled, and then insert the code in there. And again, I changed the width to 100% so that you have that full ability. So just to exemplify this again, let's go over to Vimeo and take a look at how to embed a Vimeo. All right, so I'm going to go to Temple, Israel in northern Westchester. They all have pretty much the same type of procedure. You just have to find the right button that says share. On the YouTube, we saw the share button down here. On Vimeo, it's this little paper airplane. So if I click on the share button there, that embed code is right here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Go back to my sample page. All right, I'm going to put it back in full HTML mode. And now below my iframe, I want to put in the Vimeo embed. So I know that where I am when I go into this plain HTML enabled. All right, so end of that line, hit return, paste that iframe code in there, go back to the full HTML enabled. And again, you see how I didn't change the width, so it gives a very fixed dimension for that width if I don't put the 100% in there. So let me go back and change that in the code. You just have to look for the width dimension, which is right up here. Change that 500 to 100%. You have to make sure you put the percent sign, otherwise it will be 100 pixels rather than 100% of the width. And go ahead and save that page again. Okay, so we have the YouTube video. Now we have the Vimeo video. I'm going to pause here for a second and take a look at the chat. So a couple questions have come in. One was, will you receive written instructions for all these things later on? We have some of the written instructions in our training materials. I'll review that at the end of this session. And then, can you show us where to set the width at 100%? Okay, I think I reviewed that again. All right, okay. moving along here. So those are the two examples of how to embed video. It's fairly simple. Now, sometimes that embed code that you grab has a little bit of extra in it, like this Temple Israel of Northern Westchester, etc. That was part of the code that the company gave us. So you can easily get rid of that if you really don't think it's necessary to have on that page. So if I go back to the full HTML enabled, I can see that that text is there, and I can just delete it. And all that's left now is that iframe. Okay. All right. So moving on from the video, let's go to how to embed a third-party audio file. So I went to SoundCloud, which is a pretty popular third-party audio provider. And I just searched for Cantors, and Cantor Shannon from Boca Raton, Sharon came up from Boca Raton. So I'm just going to borrow one of her tunes to add to my sample page here. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's one of her tunes. And what I'm going to look for again is which share button. So if you put your cursor over these, it tells you what each of these links does. So this is the share button. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And this is how you would share it if you wanted to retweet this or put it on your Facebook page. We want the embed code, so we click on embed. And SoundCloud gives you two options. There's this really large option to put on a page, and then there's a very slimmed down version of the audio file. I would suggest using the smaller option rather than the really large one. So all you had to do was go from the one that's highlighted to the one that wasn't. And now I can click on that field. It's highlighted blue, which means that's what I want to copy. I do the Control-C. That's how I'm copying it. Go back to my page over here. Now I'm going to put the SoundCloud third-party audio embed. And again, go to your text format, switch from full HTML to plain HTML. It shows me the code. There's the title I just gave it. I'm going to hit enter so I'm on a new line. And I'm going to put my iframe code in there. Looks like the width is already 100%, so there's really nothing I need to do to change that code. Put it back to full HTML. Okay, we see it's there, the iframe. I'm going to scroll down and save it. Okay, so let's see if it is there for us. There we go, it appears. Now a little bit of a good tip for anyone working in the code of a page, particularly embed codes. The only way that you'll be able to do this is if you're an admin on the site. But if at first you don't see an embed show up on the page that you're working on, before calling JVillage support, what I would do is go over here to this Star of David and click on this Flush All Caches. And what it will do is if the site is not refreshing the cache of the site right after you put in the embed, you may not see it. So if you click on that Flush All Caches, what it will do is it will update the code through your whole entire site. And that would be the first step to do if at first you don't see an embed code on your site, is to flush caches. If you do that and you still don't see the embed code, then I'd take the next step and contact JVillage support. But that would be one thing to do to troubleshoot if you don't see an embed code at first. Okay, so here we have that SoundCloud embed. As you probably noticed, it's the same exact process as when we were on YouTube or Vimeo. You go and you find, or you upload your audio to SoundCloud or some other provider. You find that audio, click on the share option, and then you want to click on the embed option. And in this case, I want the smaller version of this rather than the larger version. They do give you a little bit of styling options. Like if you wanted to change the color of this play button, they give you some color options. If you wanted to change that play button to the color of one of the colors on your site, then if you know the hex code, you can enter it in here and you can customize that button there. So I just wanted to point out that option with SoundCloud. Okay, so let's go back to our sample page. We've got 2 videos, 1 third-party audio embed. Now let's go to, well, if I have my own audio and I want to upload it just directly to the site, how do I do that? Right? If you've ever uploaded a PDF file or created a hyperlink or added a picture to a page, it's the exact same process. So you would open up the page you want to edit and find the place on the page that you want to start adding your audio files to. So this is going to be our CMS audio hosting and link. And a tip that I might give you is that because there's not a player associated with the page, you might want to give some directions to your user, such as select song title to play. Okay? So I have the audio of the Shema that I have on saved on my desktop. So I'm going to put the title of the song here, and just like a hyperlink, highlight the title of that song, go up to your WYSIWYG toolbar, and find the hyperlink tool. Click on that, and then you want to upload the audio file through the Browse Server button. So click on Browse Server. That will take you to the back end of the site where all your images are located and your uploaded files. Now this is an audio file, not an image file, so we want to open up the uploaded files folder. And if you have a particular folder that you want to keep all your audio in, you can create one. So I'll just go ahead and show you how to do that. So these are going to be all my audio files. Give the directory a name. Click on Add. It appears here. So I'm going to click on that folder, and this is where I'm going to upload my Shema audio. The next thing you do is click on Upload, choose File, and again, just like if you were adding a PDF or an image, you find that file on your computer. Training content. I have an audio folder. Here's my Shema. Open up that file, upload it. It'll always turn this bright blue that you've selected it. Insert file. You'll see the file path. And then because, again, the website doesn't have its own audio player, you want to change the target for this file to open up to a new window. And I'll show you why you want to do that in just a second. Click on OK. I now have the title of that song linked. So let's go ahead and save what we've done so far. Okay, so down here I have my Shema, and when I click on that, it's going to open up a new tab, and you can hopefully hear the cantor singing in the background. So let's go ahead and pause that. And again, because I selected the target to open up in a new tab, when that audio file opens up, it doesn't replace the page I was on. If it didn't open up to a new tab and replace that page, then after the person listened to the file, they may like, okay, I'm done with this, I'm going to close this, and they'd lose your site, and they'd have to go find it again. So again, a good tip is to have these links open up to a new window. Let me go ahead and go through that process again and add another audio file. So again, open your page to edit. Find down, let's go down the bottom of the page. Let's see, I think I have some Torah trope audio I can put on here. Okay, again, write the text of the title of the melody or the song, highlight it, go to your hyperlink manager, click on Browse Server, find the folder you want to upload that audio file to, click on Upload. This will give you a Choose File option. Here's the Torah Trope Notes file I was looking for. Click on Open, Upload, and again, as soon as it uploads, it will highlight blue, so you can go ahead and insert that file if you're ready to link that file in there. Before I move away, I want to click on Target and open this up to a new window, and then click OK. All right, so that's how you add the audio. Another tip I wanted to share with these links to audio is if you click again back on a link and open up the hyperlink manager, if you go to this advanced setting, you can give an additional hint to your user on what to do with that title link. In the advisory title, you could put click to hear Shema. And then I'll do it with the Shema, and then I'll do it with the Torah trope, and I'll show you what that results in. Again, advanced. Let me slow down there for a second. So I click on the title. I open up the hyperlink tool. I click on the advanced tab, and I put click to hear Torah trope. Click OK. So let me save those changes that I made. Okay. Scroll down to the bottom. And now when I hover over this link, that text that I just added into that advanced tells the user what this link's going to do. And I'm going to be able to hear the Shema. Again, also with the Torah trope. Click on Hear the Torah trope, and it's opened up to a new window here. Okay. So before I get to the streaming embed, I'm going to open it up to anyone who has any questions about how to add video, third-party audio, or how to add audio files and host them on your own site. So the lines are open for any questions you have.
How would you download from a CD that you've recorded to put it on your website?
So it probably depends on the type of computer you have and the type of audio player it has. I have Windows Media, and sometimes iTunes will allow you to go in there and download a file from a CD that you have loaded onto your computer. Let me see if I have my media player on here. Just one second. Let's see. Yeah. But that's more or less what you would do. Okay, let me see if I can give you an example using my own. Okay, so these are some tracks that I have here. So it should give you the option to download a file.
Right.
I think these are already down there. I think with my music library, it's already, so what I could do is once it's in my library is when I go to the back end and I go to I'll just demonstrate. Let's see. Let me go back to the page here. All right, opened up my page. Down here at the bottom, so here's my sample audio. Highlight the text, go to my hyperlink tool. I'm in my audio file, go to choose file. Now I just have to find my music library. There's my sample music, so I could choose one of those to upload, or if I had it in iTunes, I don't work a lot in iTunes. Yeah, I don't, yep, here it is. So I have a Celebrating Purim one. Open it up, upload. While this is uploading, also wanted to give you the fair warning that there are size limits to your audio. That it will only take up to, I think, a 15 or maybe 20 megabyte piece of audio. So if you're interested in putting long sermons or anything of that nature into your website and it's not uploading, which it looks like this one may not do, it may be too big, then you'll need to take the audio and either compress it or host it on a third party like SoundCloud. And that way it doesn't take up so much room. So it looks like that file that I chose was way too big to put in the site. But
I understand.
Let's see if that one works. Okay.
You could convert it to MP3, smaller version. That usually takes up less room, I think, before you actually download it.
Yep. Yep, so different file types can allow you a little bit more flex room, or, you know, there are file or size converters too. I mean, your website isn't a place to really display CD quality music. You know, it's a website. You don't want your audio to be horrible, obviously, but it's not like a Apple Store or anything like that.
Right.
So there shouldn't be any harm in reducing audio files down to a more manageable size to use on your website.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Okay. A question came in about the file extensions. We actually do have WAV, an MP3 and MP4 extensions acceptable on your website. So you don't have to convert MP4s to MP3s.
Okay.
Those should work. Yep. Okay, let me finish this off here. Change my target to new window. And I would suggest not putting just click here to listen, but actually give the title of this tune that the user is clicking on.
Right.
Click here to listen to sample. These advisory titles are helpful with people who have visual impairment and are using screen readers. So if you can give those folks as much help as possible, it will make your website more accessible to those who have visual impairment. Allowing that pop-up to show up will give that screen reader the ability to say that this link says click here to listen to sample.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone? You're welcome. Anyone else with a question about video or audio up to this point? Okay. I want to give you an example of one of our clients that has quite a bit of audio on their pages. They have the B'nai Mitzvah prayers all laid out here. So each one of these opens up to a new tab, so that, again, you don't lose your site once you click through on them. I also wanted to give you the option with these audio files. Let me go back to my test page. That if you think that your users might need still more a visual clue about clicking through on the link, is that you can find an image of a play button and put that in front of the title of the song. So again, you have that visual clue of that this is an audio file, and let's use that. So if you just Google the term play button. There is a huge variety of play buttons that you can find online. Circles, squares, all kinds of different colors, black and white. All you want to do is when you select one is you want to size it appropriately to your page before you add it to the site. So let's. I'll go ahead and select one for you. Let me take this one. I'm going to download it. So I'm going to save this play button image. Oops. Download it to. All right. I'm going to open it up, and it's going to be a huge image. Obviously, you don't want to add that to your page. So in any type of photo editor, I'm just using Paint here to resize it. I'm going to open it in Paint, click on Resize, and about 25 pixels should be large enough to be a play button on your site. So click on OK, tiny little thing now. I'm going to save this. All right. I'm going to put this on my desktop so I know where it's at. Okay. Get this out of the way. Let's go back to my sample page. I haven't linked it in my site yet, so I have to go back to content to find it. Here it is. All right, so here's where I have my audio. So I click right in front of the title of the audio. Now I'm going to use my picture, my image tool. Go to Browse Server. Now I have to go to my Uploaded Images folder because this is an image. I'm just going to put it in my training folder here. I have the old button over here. Click on Upload. Choose File. Go to my desktop. Find my play button. This is the new one I just selected. Upload that new play button and insert the file. Click on OK. If I want it to align a little bit better, then if I click on the image and go to the image properties, then I can do like a left text wrap, and that's going to allow things to be aligned up a little bit. If you're putting your own image buttons in there, you're going to maybe need to spend a little time formatting it to get it just right. But it's one way to kind of jazz up the page and give your users a little bit more of an action, call to action with that image. So let's take a look at what it looks like. Okay, so here it is here. Might need to be a little bit smaller so that this Torotrope one isn't pushed around so much. Okay. Okay, someone is seeing a little chopped up version of what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's me, Kenny. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Kenny.
Yeah.
Is there any particular thing you would like me to go back and just maybe talk a little bit slower through?
No, I'm just not seeing on my screen what I think I'm supposed to be seeing, because you're telling me that you're clicking on things, and I see your mouse moving around, but when you just said you were clicking on upload, I didn't see an upload. What I see on my screen right now is a picture of the cantor holding the guitar and a portion of the... Okay.
Yep. Okay. So what I'll do is in the next part where I'm going to show you how to do a live stream embed, I'll slow it down a little bit. I'm also recording this webinar, so I have a list of everyone who took the signed up for the webinar, and I will send you a link to that webinar as soon as it's processed.
Okay. Yeah. Except that's not exactly the problem. I'm just not seeing what I think I'm supposed to be seeing here.
Okay.
So I'm seeing
Yep.
So I'm just wondering if there's a way for me to fix it right now.
Yeah, I do. You can try refreshing your browser. But
I am right-clicking,
I'll also just...
and I'm right-clicking, on the screen, I'm not getting an option for refresh browser. So
okay.
Let me try.
Well, if you could,
hold on.
Yep. Yep.
So were other people having this problem, or just me?
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll just let you go on, because I don't want to hold anyone else up. Okay.
Okay. It sounds like people are asking me to slow down a little bit, and because my mouse is pretty small and it's not a distinct color, let's see if the next section goes a little bit better if I slow down. Okay. So live streaming embeds. Not everyone has live streaming yet, but it's something that a lot of congregations are interested in and would like to have, at least in the future, as well as those who may already have it and just need to know how to add it to your site. An example of one of our congregations who has it is Temple Beth El in St. Petersburg, Florida, and this is what their live stream page looks like. They have a little bit of an introduction and a greeting, and then they're using a provider called StreamSpot, but there's lots of other companies out there that provide a streaming service. Obviously, if you're interested in live streaming, you need a camera and the audio equipment to accompany that task. Someone to run the equipment and someone to be responsible for if you're archiving any of these videos or live streaming opportunities, someone to download it and those types of things. So I'm going to use Temple Beth El's live streaming as an example of how to embed live streaming onto your site.
And I'm going to re-enter.
Okay. Okay. So heading back over here to my development site, what you will need to do in order to embed a live stream onto your website is get an iframe code from that third-party company who is providing you the streaming service. And one of the things that you'll want to ask them is whether or not they have a mobile-friendly iframe code for the streaming embed. The reason is if we take Temple Beth El's, for example. Let me go back to their streaming page because I haven't updated this yet. This code that the company provided them is not mobile compatible. And the way I know that is if I take their site and make it as small as a phone view would be, and I scroll down, I lose the actual screen that the stream shows in. If I make it a little bit wider, you'll start to see it reappear. It's this screen here. That's actually where the video shows. And if I have it narrow, it completely disappears. So I had this client contact StreamSpot again and ask for a mobile compatible embed code. And so that's the one that I've used on my test page here. So let me grab that embed code real quick. Okay, so your embed code is going to be an iframe code that looks like this. It'll again have the width, the height. This is the URL for the player itself. And then this iframe code around it is what you use to embed it on your site. Let me go over to my test page. Okay, that's my test page. Go in there to edit. Right, and now I'm going to add my live stream to this page. So put a title, obviously. Switch your page over to plain HTML enabled. add your iframe code in there. Again, if you get a code that isn't 100%, I'd go ahead and change that 100% value. And go back to full HTML enabled. All right, so when you scroll down, all you'll really see is the iframe icon. So when we save the page, we should now be able to see Temple Bethel's online streaming embed as soon as the page refreshes here. Okay, there it is. Okay. So again, to embed a live stream onto your site, you need to get the iframe code from the third party that's hosting your live streaming. And when you talk to them, make sure that they're giving you the mobile compatible version if they have that option. So that if for whatever reason someone's on the road or is housebound and they're looking at this on a tablet or a phone, then they actually will see the screen appear on that mobile device. Okay. One more thing that I wanted to mention, particularly when it comes to the live streaming, is that the code that you get from the provider should always have the secure HTTPS URL in the iframe code and not one that does not have it. So if we, now I'm going to point out what I mean by this. If we go to the plain HTML enabled, you notice that each one of my iframes, whether it be the YouTube, has the HTTPS, the Vimeo player, HTTPS, SoundCloud, and then also with the live services. Because JVillage has the new higher security level where we have a basically a secure firewall, if you don't have HTTPS iframe URLs, it's possible that you won't see that iframe on your page. We do have a workaround for that. If you try to embed something, it's not coming through, you're not seeing it, you've flushed the cache, this tip that I showed a little bit while ago about flushing the cache on the site, and you still are not seeing that embed code, chances are the next cause is that that iframe code doesn't have the HTTPS as part of the URL. Sometimes just adding that S will resolve the problem. Otherwise, what we can do is put that specific page that you have that embed code on a list of pages on your website that don't need to have that security blanket wrapped around it. So that would be something that you would need to contact JVillage support about to resolve. So come to the end of showing you how to embed video, third-party audio, your own audio files, as well as any type of live streaming. If you get to that point, and I'll open it up again for any questions, comments. Again, this has been recorded, and I'll send it out as a link to everyone who registered, and we'll also be putting it up on the JVillage webinars archive page. So again, open it up again for questions for anyone who has any.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So for those who have additional questions, someone asked about the training materials. Several places that you can get this information. If you go to our Learn More page, there is written instructions on how to embed audio. There is also, let's see, we did video, right? Yep. Okay. How to embed a third-party video. We don't have the information up there how to do the live streaming, but it's basically the same process as the video. So I might go in here and just add video and live streaming there. The other is the webinar archive page, and that has our Mastering the Basics, as well as Refining Your Technique for lots of other topics other than the multimedia. got calendars, payment forms, roller images, and best practices. And if you're curious about any of our upcoming webinars, the webinars link will let you know what's coming up next. So in June, we have the very basics of how to edit your website. So if you have any new staff coming on or who are already there who need some orientation to how to update your website, you can send them here to register. And then our advanced topic in June will be how to set up blogs and maintain them. And then in July, we have a focus on our CMS calendars. And our advanced topic are blocks, which are the items that make up the home page of your website. All of those teaser blocks on home pages and subpages. So that's it for me today. So I thank everybody for coming on board, and hope everyone has a good rest of the day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.